I'm Zion the Lion for Access NYC, and you may be wondering why we're in studio. Well, today, Veterans Day, marks a year of traveling to points of interest all across the New York metropolitan area. Whether it be museums like the Met, islands like Governor's, observation decks like the Edge, or food festivals like Smorgasburg, we were there and you came with us. Our first video was to Sleepy Hollow in 2021 to look at the beautiful upstate New York fall foliage. Zion the Lion for Channel Z, and welcome to Access New York. We're taking a trip upstate to look at the fall foliage here in New York. To commemorate that trip, we did something similar. Me, Kale, Tyreek, and Christina traveled to Poughkeepsie to once again observe the cool colors of autumn.
Is that Chris?
Notice that the opening shot is right next to a river with a bridge in the background, as it was a year ago. Behind me is the Tappan Zee Bridge, officially renamed the Governor Mario M. Cuomo Bridge. So, that's it. 1 year of Access NYC. What was your favorite link? Mine was definitely Yankee Stadium, but I'm sure this is making it to the top 5. We're here in Poughkeepsie, New York. This bridge is behind me. You can see the fall colors. It's a vibe here, upstate New York. Most of our trips involve us going to a restaurant of some kind, and Poughkeepsie was no exception. I wish we got more footage of some of the great food that we've had on our many adventures.
Okay. Kale, what did you get?
I got mussels with some sauce. I don't know what type of sauce it was.
Christina, what did you get?
I got a chicken wrap with fries.
All right. Tyreek, what did you get?
Your mother. I got a salmon BLT with fries. Salmon BLT with fries.
Too much personality for this video. Turn the camera to me. What did I get? I got steak and blue cheese or flatbread. Excellent.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right.
Look at the ambiance, the views. The Mid-Hudson Bridge in the background. What do you have there, Kim?
Steak and shrimp.
What are you pouring on it?
Some garlic sauce on the mussels that I had earlier. Looks absolutely fantastic, by the way.
Bulking season, just not.
After the food came the reason for our trip, crossing the walkway over the Hudson, the longest pedestrian bridge in the world. Conceived in the 1860s, the Poughkeepsie Highland Railroad Bridge created the only Hudson River crossing between New York City and Albany. Political and financial difficulties prevented the project from getting underway for several years. In 1886, the Manhattan Bridge Company was organized to fund the project, and the Union Bridge Company was hired to construct it. The great iron and steel structure was completed in less than 3 years at a cost of over $3.5 million, and was engineered to withstand gale force winds and the constant motion of the tidal river. In 1992, the walkway over the Hudson was established to preserve the Poughkeepsie Highland Railroad Bridge. It's something like the High Line in New York City. They transformed it into a linear park and trailway and provided long-term stewardship. With public and private support, the Bridge to Park Rehabilitation Project was completed in 2009 and dedicated as a legacy project of the Hudson-Fulton Champion Quadricennial. Although the Hudson River dates back 60 million years, the river we see today was shaped during the last ice age. About 16,000 years ago, a massive ice field gouged the riverbed to a depth below sea level, thus allowing water from the Atlantic Ocean to enter the Hudson. For 150 miles from Manhattan to Troy, the Hudson rises and falls to the flow of ocean tides. the river reverses its direction of flow through tidal changes. Algonquin-speaking Mohican people named the river Mahanatuk, meaning river that flows both ways. So we've seen sweeping views of the Hudson River, but have you ever wondered how deep it actually is? According to this poster provided by the New York Walkway, it's 50 to 60 feet deep on the Hudson River. Below it is mud and clay on the first level, clay and sand below that, gravel, and then bedrock. Imagine that, 60 feet deep. That's actually much more shallow than I had assumed that the river would be. As we approach the end of the walkway over the Hudson, let's think back to some of the great trips that we've made over the past year on Access NYC. What's your favorite part about today?
The Headless Horseman Bridge, how we finally found it, and I learned that it wasn't the place that we went to was just a reconstruction. It wasn't the actual place. My good friend Kale over here, he did a fantastic job guiding us all. And so on to great turn.
That was one of the greatest Cinderella stories of all time. The greatest basketball season in the school's history. The Peacock started
called the Rockaways, and it's actually attached to the land over there, which is Queens. But what's really interesting is that beyond the Rockaways, in other words, the water on the other side of Jamaica Bay is the ocean.
Behind me are sweeping views of New York City from the 102nd floor of One World Trade Center. This is One World Trade Observatory. You can see everything from Lower Manhattan to focal point in the landscape, drawing visitors to it. It appears as if it emerges from the dramatic vista rock on which it is. I'm the line for Access NYC right here on Channel Z. Welcome to the Edge. We're hanging off the edge of a skyscraper on Manhattan's west side. The Met is the largest art museum in the Western Hemisphere. Its permanent collection contains over 2 million works divided among 17 curatorial departments. This is my favorite part of the Queens Museum and the reason I came here, the panorama. Just look at this massive model of New York City. The borough of Manhattan up here. For the summer.
Study.
Just know all of this is gonna be muted in the video, and you're gonna talk over it.
Because he don't know how to work iMovie. That's why.
And no, it's Power Director. That's what it is.
Zion, you want Premiere Pro?
Where did I get it from? Somewhere in the Smorgasburg in Prospect Park. I do not remember the stand name, but we're not gonna worry about that.
Trey, what did you get? Where did you get it from?
I have these vegan.
I'm Zion the Lion for Access NYC alongside Christina and my amazing photographer Kale, and we are taking a trip to one of the most iconic symbols in the United States of America and the New York metropolitan area, the Statue of Liberty. In most of these trips around the city, we take the train to get to our destination. So it amazes me that I've gone this long without creating a video specifically about the New York City subway. Historic figures have always come up in our various trips, whether it be the builders of the Statue of Liberty, or the Bartow and Pell family's estate, or even William Rockefeller's grave. Sojourner Truth's ties to New York added to the many historical aspects of our many trips. Isabella Bonefree was born enslaved in Ulster County amongst Dutch people. As Sojourner Truth, she became one of the nation's leading voices for abolition and universal suffrage in the 19th century. She walked away by daylight, unquote, freeing herself from slavery 1 year before legal enslavement ended in New York State. Following her deeply held religious views, she traveled as an itinerant preacher, speaking truth to the harsh inequalities of people of color and women suffered while calling for systematic change. Naming herself Sojourner Truth, she became known for her strong mind and remarkable gift of language, which she used tirelessly for human rights. Just like we said earlier, the trip has to end with food. did you get?
We got a grilled chicken burrito.
What did you get? Oh, that's cute. What did you get?
I got a chimichanga for the first time. I'm gonna take my digestive enzyme to actually down it.
It's that serious.
Yeah, it is that serious.
Okay.
Alright, let me know. I got a carne asada. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
You didn't actually.
I'm butchering it. Wow, okay. Steak, carne asada. Steak, rice, guacamole, and tortillas. Great spot. What's the name of this restaurant? Let's find out. El Azteca.
El Azteca, is that it? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Cool. And
Continue that dance on the way out. Well, that's it from Poughkeepsie. I hope you've enjoyed this retrospective on the last year of links for Access NYC. It's been truly great visiting all these places and sharing with you all of these, some known, some not well-known sites all across New York City. The goal of these videos is to help viewers learn more about the vast experiences there are to share in the city of New York. Whether or not you're a native New Yorker or a visitor, there's always something new and great to see in the largest city in the country. Alongside Kale, Tyreek, and Christina, I'm Zion the Lion for Access NYC, and we thank you for your year of support in watching all of our videos. As we walk, what was your favorite link, Tyreek?
Sleepy Hollow.
Why is that?
I was the one who made it up. I was
Okay.
the reason why. See, I'm just letting you guys know. I'm the #1 reason as to why all of this videos were successful. I
Okay.
chose Sleepy Hollow, Yankee Stadium, and anything else. Top 3 videos.
He didn't even say his.
Pause the video. Pause the video.
What was your favorite link?
Favorite link, yeah, you know, Yankee Stadium. Oh my God. Continuity.
What was your favorite link?
My favorite link was Statue.
Why is that?
Because it was my first time ever there, and how many long? I can't speak.
Real. And a video shot.
Courtesy of the Mercury Coffee Company, we got a turmeric ginger tea combo mixture mixed with oat milk.
This is good.
This is actually quite amazing. Cannot lie to you.
Wow, this is good, guys.
Taste the
Yeah,
fall.
this is worth $5.
Access NYC.